Hi, this film's about applying for a student visa if you want to come and study at a UK university. Of course, this might not be applicable to you if you're a home, i.e., a British student or British citizen, so do check. So, why a student visa is necessary in the first place? Well, it's required for you to be allowed to come and study in the UK if you're from another non UK country. So it allows you to legally live here and study in the country and provides access to student support services and benefits whilst you're here. So, firstly, you have to meet the visa requirements. So, the one of the most important things is the financial side. The visa is going to ask you to prove that you have the financial resources available for your studies. So, this includes things like you have to demonstrate you have enough fees to cover the tuition for the course you want to study. So, you have to provide proof of payment or evidence that you've made arrangements for funding those tuition fees. Also, how are you going to cover the living expenses? So, you have to demonstrate that you've got sufficient money available to cover things like food, rent, transportation, and other living costs. And to provide that evidence, you'll be asked to provide things like bank statements, perhaps an employer's sponsorship letters, perhaps loan agreements from banks, whatever it is that provides you with the proof of payment or evidence of arranging payment for those sort of things. And you'll also possibly be asked about your maintenance requirements. So you may need to show that you have sufficient money to support yourself throughout the time of living in the UK as a student. Things like how you're going to pay for leisure activities, other drinks, entertainment, those sort of things. Also, you'll need to meet English language visa requirements. So, ensuring that you have sufficient abilities in English to be able to be accepted on the course. So, you've got to prove your English language skills. So, for example, some type of English language test results like IELTS, International English Language Testing System, or TOEFL, the test of English as a foreign language, and you have to meet the minimum scores or exceed those scores for the specific course and the specific university that you are hoping to study at. So please make sure you work hard on your English abilities. You also need other documents, things like a valid passport, things like a CAS letter, CAS, which stands for Confirmation of Acceptance. This is issued by your chosen university upon them accepting you onto their course. And by the way, your passport has to be valid for at least 6 months beyond your intended duration of stay. I mentioned before things like financial documents, get those ready, bank statements, sponsorship letters, loan agreements, English language test results, so the official proper test scores, the letter or the headed letter that those came on to you. Photographs, you'll need some recent passport size photographs. And if you come from specific countries, you need to check with the British government. When you apply for your visa, they might ask you to provide TB, tuberculosis disease test results. Also, you'll need a biometric residence permit application. So you may need to apply for this well in advance of entering the UK. So there's quite a few things there you need to collect together. So make sure you get all that stuff before you start applying online for your visa. So the visa application process is online. You'll submit your application through the official UK Visas and Immigration website, that's UKVI. You'll also then need to book an appointment through that system for what's called biometric enrollment. So they'll need things like your fingerprints and photograph for you to enter into the UK. And obviously, you book the appointment, you go to the appointment, attend it at the designated visa application centre that's nearest to you or most convenient to you. And you can also track your application online and monitor its progress as the government works upon it. So, when you apply for your visa, make sure that you read the guidance notes very carefully and make sure that you can understand what they are saying, because those guidance notes do change. This film, when you watch it, might not be fully up to date. There might have been things changed in the future on their requirements. So please do make sure that you read the guidance notes properly and prepare thoroughly. Gather all those necessary documents in advance. Some of them might take a long time. For example, if your passport is out of date, or perhaps you haven't got a passport even, you'll need to get one, and that could take a while. Be honest and accurate. The government does background checks, so truthful and honest and complete application is the best approach. And allow ample time for processing. It's not going to take a week or even a month, possibly. It will take longer than that. So do submit your application early and allow plenty of time before your intended course starts. So the visa application will charge you a fee for its processing and updating, and those fees will vary depending on your nationality and the type of visa you're requesting. That could also affect the processing times, and also depending on when you're actually submitting your application throughout the year, those processing times can vary. So apply well in advance of your intended start date. So plan carefully and gather all the necessary documents. Follow the application process diligently and properly. And if you have any problems, contact UKVI, the United Kingdom's visa service, or seek professional immigration advice if you have more specific questions. I hope that's been useful. If you liked it and found it useful, please take a look on my channel. Give me a thumbs up, drop a comment in the box, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much. Bye now.